came here to live because I'd been 2 years previously, just after my first year at university, and I fell in love with the place, I fell in love with a girl, I fell in love with a kibbutz, and I fell in love with the country.
And you fell in love with the Kinneret.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I'm meeting today Nimrod. Hello Nimrod, how do you do? What's your full name? Nimrod?
Nimrod Ben Israel.
Ben Yisrael, a son of Israel.
I'm 69. I was born here. I grew up here. I have extensive abroad experience. I was 2 years in Milano, Italy in high school.
In Milano? Oh.
And 37 years in different places in and around Manhattan. And I'm back for 4.5 years.
You've been through many jobs and you moved around.
Yeah.
And you spent a total of how many years outside of Israel, outside of
37.
37 years. So you gained worldwide experience in meeting people, in dealing with people and different jobs and looking around at other cultures, and you came back to Kibbutz after that time, which again begs the question, why did you come back to Kibbutz?
For me it's very simple. It's my home. That's what I feel. And in Yehiam, as mentioned, it's not hard to feel good here or feel like home because it's all this noise, all these gardens and trees and so forth. And the nature, it's also possibly the greenest area of the country. And in addition, if you go anywhere high and look west, you see the shore, you see mountains, you see hills. I mean, this is something I like and I always liked.
You know, I also have only been here a few hours in Yehiam, and I'm already getting very positive vibes of Yehiam as a kibbutz and as a community.
Mm-hmm.
And I completely agree with you. The vegetation, the flowers, the fauna, the greenery, the peacefulness of the kibbutz, the view over the Mediterranean. Okay, so you came back to Yehiam as your home, as the place where...
Well, I didn't want to continue living there.
Yeah.
However, there was something that happened. I came to visit, and my mother, a few months before that, had moved to the house for the elderly, Beit Siudi.
Mm-hmm. A caregiving home.
Nursing home.
Nursing home. That's the word. I forgot my English. Sorry. I apologize to the viewers. Okay. I've been here too long.
Anyway, so I saw her situation. She was in a really bad place where she was almost 100% deaf.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in one ear, 100%. The other ear, probably 99.
Yes. Okay.
And no, the conditions are very good.
Yeah.
That's not it. But isolation can be in a very nice place.
Yeah.
That was her case. So I decided to come back. So I spoke to my wife when I got back to the United States, and we decided that I would do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is the story of the we, I guess.
I see. Okay.
Oh, no, what got me here? So the timing was, see, my mother's situation.
No.
Aside of it, I really got tired of being there and natural place and very rewarding to me now that I'm here and I actually like it so much. And yeah, I was coming here.
I see. So you arrived back here aged 65, about, and after travelling the world for all those years, what were your first impressions of coming back to the kibbutz after it had made the change?
So I actually visited quite a few times during those 37 years, and it is always nice to be here, knowing people, saying hi, how are you, and all that, which continues. So that is something that I like. כמו שאמרתי לך, as I told you,
yes.
You know.
Although kibbutz is a minority lifestyle, it has appealed to many people, and you don't have to be Jewish to live and work in a kibbutz. There are people who volunteered and stayed. There are graduates of youth movements and many others. Lester Gelman volunteered on the Lebanese border. He wrote to me that he knew nothing about kibbutz until he arrived. He said it immediately resonated with him. He said, "This was the life I wanted." Rusin came from Sweden to Kibbutz Yehiam in 1972. She liked the lifestyle and meeting other volunteers from all over the world. Jane made repeated visits as a volunteer to Degania. She was 18 in 1972. She had a gap year between high school and further education. She wrote to me, "I was interested in experiencing the communal lifestyle of kibbutz. A friend had recommended Degania. Shigefumi Tanaka, whom we all know as Lutz, told me, "My aim in leaving Japan in 1970 was to travel and live in Europe as long as possible." He chose Degania at the kibbutz office in Tel Aviv. He told me, "I was interested in a kibbutz community and could meet people from all over the world. It was a life-changing experience." He actually stayed in Degania for 9 years and considered becoming a member, but moved on. However, he still considers Degania as his home.
Oh, good morning. What's your name?
My name's Jonathan.
Jonathan, nice to meet you. The same name as my son, Yoni. And where do you live here?
I live on Kibbutz Degania Aleph.
The first kibbutz, that's the second person from Degania Aleph.
Yeah, him too.
And you're from Degania Aleph too? Yeah. Okay, Jonathan, take off your glasses so we can see your lovely smiling face. And how long have you been a member of Degania Aleph?
Well, I came to Israel, to Degania, just before the October War in 1973.
I remember that well, here in the valley with the planes flying overhead.
Right.
My God.
Yes.
Yes. And you came, what, as a volunteer?
No, I came here to live because I'd been 2 years previously, just after my first year at university. And I fell in love with the place, I fell in love with the girl, I fell in love with the kibbutz, and I fell in love with the country.
And you fell in love with the Kinneret?
Absolutely, yes.
I see. Yeah. So, by your accent, let me guess, you're from England?
Well, yes. Originally, I was born in Sunderland.
Sunderland? My goodness, that's a bit of a change from here.
Yes.
And all of these years, since 1973, you've been living in Degania Aleph.
Yes.
I see. And what have you been doing in Degania Aleph?
Well, when I came to live in Degania, I just qualified as an engineer in university.
Yeah.
And apart from a period of 6 months when I worked in the dates, and another 2 years which I worked in the metal shop as a welder, I've been an engineer.
I see. In the kibbutz factory?
Well, also in the kibbutz factory 20 years, and another 20 odd years just outside the factory in Caesarea.
Okay, well, let me ask you very quickly, in a nutshell, how do you feel about the changes in kibbutz in the last 20, 30 years?
Well, that's a very big question.
Well, I have a lot of information right on the videos.
Well, the question is how much time do we have?
We have as long as you like, but it depends on how much storage space I've got in this camera.
Okay. Well, when the change came about in 2005, I wasn't for it.
Why not?
Because I came to live on the kibbutz. I wasn't interested in money. I was interested in the quality of life and not in the standard of living. And I think a lot of people go for standard of living and they reduce their quality of life.
I see.
So I came as I got my education. You know where I was educated?
Let me guess.
Where?
I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you where. Well, I have had very little formal education, but the informal education was at Speaker's Corner.
Speaker's Corner, Hyde Park.
Yes.
I see. So you listen to the people on the soapboxes.
That's right. And there was one chap who was talking about a cabinet, where there's a cabinet, and inside that cabinet or cupboard are loaves of bread. And everybody who's hungry just goes to the cupboard and takes a loaf of bread.
I see.
Free of charge.
Okay, so that's socialism.
Well, yeah, and so everybody started jeering, and he said, and there was somebody who said, well, you know what I'd do? I'd steal it all.
That's very true. There are people like that who will violate the group laws and will take advantage of a situation.
And so what his reply was, well, if it's free, then you can't sell it.
I see.
And you'll be left with a lot of bread. And so somebody else said, well, I'm going to take it all, so that nobody will have any. And so he said, well, what are you going to do with it afterwards? Because you have to get rid of all this stinking, rotten bread. And in fact, there was nothing that anybody said that would counteract it. So I thought this was a brilliant idea. And when I came to Degania Aleph, one of the first things I saw, there was a stainless steel cabinet in the dining room. It was full of loaves of bread.
Tell me, did it have that man's name on it?
I can't remember now.
Okay.
It's a good point, and I can't remember. But I used to go to listen to him often.
Hello, my name is Michael Caine. I'm going to tell you something very special about this video. Not many people know that.